Hello and welcome to the Fit With Us podcast, episode number 57. Today we're joined by a very, very special guest, as promised, if you were listening to last week's episode. Jamie, what is happening, mate? How are you?
I'm good, mate. How are you?
I'm doing well, we better ask Kyle how he is as well, just make him feel included, eh?
Fucking inclusive, mate. I take it that was the question. I'm good, lads. Thanks for asking.
Of course, mate, it's nice to have you here, Kyle. Anyway, no, basically the reason we asked Jamie to come on is because Jamie's been on an absolutely mental health, well-being, fat loss journey of his own. So me and Jamie are very good pals. We go way back to first year, didn't we? What age was that? 12 year old?
Yeah, so
Still in
a
nappies.
very long time.
Very long time. I'm surprised you've been my pal all these years, man.
I think you're going away kind of helped that though. So
100%, mate. Give us both a break, didn't it? Kyle, what's been happening with your week? We'll talk quickly about what we've all been up to, and then we're going to dive into the nitty gritty because we've got some stuff we want to ask you, Jamie.
Good, mate. Things clicking into gear. Training's going well. Being a little bit loose with my nutrition. I had to put in the fucking confession to Shannon last night with my check-in because I hadn't actually put one in the week before. I thought I was actually doing all right, and then I looked back at it going, says I've had like 2,000 calories all week when I've clearly been on 3,500. Jen's been buying Toblerones, the big ones. They were 99 cents in the local shop, mate, and I've been chewing away at them. There's not a chance I've been having 2,000 calories. None of that was tracked.
Mate, I love Toblerone, Jamie. You a fan of Toblerone?
just a white one. I think the white one's the best one.
I've never had a white one.
Controversial.
I've never had a white Toblerone, but I am a big fan of the normal one. What else has been happening?
Quick question, right? I brought this up. My mum's over, and whatever reason, I got rinsed 2 years ago for saying how many Weetabix I had as a child, right? How many Weetabixes did you have when you were growing up?
I didn't eat Weetabix growing up.
Fucking sort it, mate. Jamie, how many Weetabixes did you have?
About 4 with a lot of sugar on top.
I was going to say, mate, I was 4, but I'm getting rinsed for having 4. Apparently, that's not the norm. The norm is 2. I'm like, who the fuck survives on 2 Weetabix?
Two Weetabix biscuits.
Fucking 2. Yeah, disaster. My man's like, no, you didn't have 4. And I was like, 100% had 4. And you gave out about all the times that you had to go shopping because there was nothing left in the house.
Oh, fucking hell. 2 is not enough, man. 2 is not enough to fill a baby. Pet peeve. I know we spoke about pet peeves last week, and we actually spoke about some during the week as well, but I've got another one.
Go on.
Girls that say gal and girl.
Oh, fuck.
So GAL and GURL. What? Oh, hi girl. Fuck off. Fuck off. I'm a busy gal. You're an asshole.
Get off your chest, mate. Say what you feel.
Yeah, I feel much better now. I feel a lot lighter.
Mate, I don't disagree. I don't, but there's a lot of things on that. Like, I disagree with lads calling each other lad. All right, lad. No, mate.
The lads.
No.
Oh man, the Scouts are going to hate you, aren't they?
No, never going. Not even like Liverpool or Everton for that matter. I'll put them both in the same brush.
Brilliant. Right, shall we dive into why Jamie's here? Because we're running a wee bit behind schedule because we were sitting for 10 minutes waiting on Jamie getting his fucking headset sorted, but we got there.
I'll
we got them.
I'll tell you why Jamie's here. I was fucking scrolling through Instagram last week, and it's very rare because I see a lot of different before and afters, and I seen this one that actually made me stop for a second and went, what the fuck has happened here? And I was like, this looks like a fucking different human being. And I was like, I'm messaging him. I'm like, it's only after I messaged him, I'm like, I'm pretty sure that's Gary's pal Jamie who listens to the podcast. Genuinely didn't put it together at the time. And then obviously it was. I'm like, do you want to come on the podcast? Apparently Gary had been organising this behind the scenes for a while, but Jesus, Christmas was coming quicker than that happening.
100%, mate. I'd put the feelers out a wee while ago, Jamie, didn't I? And then I just never done anything after that. So I do apologise, Kyle. Thank you for taking matters into your own hands. But yes, the very reason that you're here, Jamie, is because this fucking journey you've been on is absolutely insane. Talk me through how. Right, we'll start with the main question. Right, How much did you weigh your heaviest?
27.5 stone.
Fucking hell, what's that in normal numbers, Kyle? You do the math.
Fucking ask me for.
It's about 180 kilo or something like that.
180 kilo. Right, let me get this in pounds.
Can convert it.
That's
396.8 pounds. So that was your absolute heaviest,
173.7 kilo. I was,
like your
and now
heaviest.
I'm 88 kilo.
so you're close to losing 100 kilos. That's just the way my brain worked there. I'm like, that's
Yeah,
close to 100.
yeah, yeah.
I've nearly lost half my body weight, so I'm 194 pound now.
That is wild. Talk me through the. I just out of curiosity, how did you feel when you were at your heaviest? Like, what was it? What was happening internally? How did your skeletal system feel? How were your joints? How was your energy levels?
So I was quite healthy and I could do stuff, but then I clearly wasn't compared to what I can do now. I was always like, oh, I can do this, I can do that. Then when I thought back, I was like, I really was doing nothing, but I thought I was actually doing something. Like compared to like now playing football and stuff, I can do a full 90 minutes without any problems. And it's just absolutely massive the difference. And like just everything, sleeping's changed. Obviously, eating habits have changed.
Hmm.
Um, it's just been crazy.
What sparked the change in the first place? What made you decide you were going to have to make some changes?
So obviously, I'd been trying diets for a long time. I think the best one I've ever done was when Gary actually worked in Pure Gym, and that was the first time I got closest to 20 stone. And then obviously I gave up, just kind of went in too hard, gave up, and then it got to like January 2023, and I was like, I need to do something. So that's when I decided to book the gastric sleeve and go for that. So that was a big decision, try to get mentally prepared for that, because a lot of people kind of tend to say like, oh, getting the gastric sleeves like the easy way out, but like it's so mentally challenging in like lots of different ways. Like, never mind, obviously your relationship with food changes, but your body's changing. And for me, like I think within like the first 6 months, I had dropped like 8 or 9 stone. And when I was looking at myself in the mirror, and everybody's like, "Oh, you're so small now," and I'm like, I still felt like really big, really fat.
Hmm.
But obviously, when like you were standing in pictures beside your mates and you're the same size as them instead of towering of them like 3 times, but I guess it was it's a weird journey because like still now, like when I look at myself, I still see lots of flaws,
Hmm.
even though I'm like the smallest I've probably ever been since I don't even remember.
Aye. You find that, and Kyle, you will have come across this many, many times in your career as well. Like the brain always takes longer to catch up, and accepting like the body changes. Do you know what I mean? Like your eyes can see the physical changes, but your brain struggles to accept it. Plus, mix that in with us being our own worst critic as well. You're always going to look for flaws rather than actually looking at the changes that's happened for the positive. You're always going to look for, right, what else can I change or what's not quite there yet. So I'm not surprised it took a wee while for the brain to catch up, because that is it's a lot of weight to lose in a 6 month span. How would you say mentally you are now? Like, how are you feeling mentally now?
Mate, like I feel great. I feel amazing. Like even go to the gym and even just taking my t-shirt off and going for the steam room or sauna when I finish my workout. Like I'm not embarrassed about taking my. Obviously, I've got loose skin, but like I would take that loose skin any day and feel the way I feel now. Like other to like going back out there being the size I was and people judging me for that.
Yeah.
So
100%. Out of curiosity, obviously, you did get the gastric sleeve and stuff like that. What's the process like for that? Because it's not that I'm ignorant to it, it's just that I've not done a lot of research into it. Obviously, I've listened to your story, I've listened to you talk about it. One of Rachel's best pals, she's actually going through that journey just now as well. But from kind of start to now, what's the process like? How do you go about it? Where do you go? Is it expensive? If you don't mind sharing that information as well.
so like for mine, I went to Turkey for mine. So I went to a place called Apida. It's in Istanbul. One of the nurses I used to work with, she had went there, so she had recommended it. So she came back alive, because obviously there's a lot of speculation about how bad and stuff going to Turkey is for it. But obviously, the risks, in the surgery, you're going there obese. So when you go under anaesthetic as obese anyway, there's a massive risk factor.
Aye.
For heart problems and stuff. So you message, I messaged that page, and then they just ask general health questions about you. But then when you get there, you go for your screening, and they do a full workup to make sure your heart and your body's able to go through that. My surgery was £2,000, and then obviously I had to pay for my flights over that. But that was a full experience for getting picked up at the airport to getting dropped back off. But what the care you got over in Turkey was amazing as well, and you always have a dietitian and stuff to talk to on WhatsApp. If you were ever struggling, because when obviously after surgery you can't eat meals, so they supply you with protein shakes, but they were absolutely shite. I'm not going to lie. I think I had one of them and I threw the rest in the bin. Then after that, the first 4 weeks, you're on a liquid diet. So I was just drinking protein shakes and the protein puddings. I think the scariest thing was actually starting to eat again, because obviously you don't know, going for having a full stomach to basically having a tube up and down. You can feel the food kind of as you're eating. You get full, so it kind of comes up to here. But then when you're first learning, you don't know where to stop. So I know when I get to here, I need to stop. If I get any higher, I'm just going to feel terrible and I'm getting no benefit for it, because it's just going to come straight back up. But you also, if you eat too much sugar or too much carbs, you also get a thing called dumping syndrome. And it just makes you feel like you're getting into a hypoglycemic attack, because there's just been too much sugars being put in it at one time. So it's just trying to get used to that, but also trying to get your protein stuff in that in. So especially if you're working out, you're trying to get protein in for your muscles, and so that's kind of hard. I find that really hard. So I use a lot of protein shakes and puddings and that to get my protein in, because I can't physically eat that much to get in.
Just for clarity here as well, can you explain to everybody? I think I can hear myself off your computer, Jamie. Can you turn me down a wee bit? Just a wee bit.
I've been trying to turn them down for fucking years.
I don't even know how to do it. How did I do it?
Just your computer volume.
On my computer volume.
Aye, you'll still be able to hear us through the.
Would they not be coming through the headphones? Would you not be coming through the headphones? Or is it even coming through the computer?
Can you hear yourself now?
Should be alright. We'll be fine. It's just ever so slightly. It's all good. So just for clarity for everybody listening, can you explain what the actual surgery does? Because obviously you were talking about going from a full stomach to actually feeling it in your feeling the food kind of filling up your pipes. So can you explain what the actual surgery does, how it works, what happens before and after?
So it's laparoscopically, so they go through it in, and then obviously your stomach is kind of like a big bag, but they can run it through, and it takes it the bag away, and it's just left like a tube. So they just kind of they burn it and seal it, and then they expand your chest, your stomach, to make sure there's no leaks and stuff. Then you have to do a swallowing test a couple of days after your surgery, and that was the most horrendous thing ever. So you're going for no drinking any fluids or anything for the first day, because everything's going through your line, and then they give you this cup of blue stuff, and it's you need to down that while we watch you swallow it to see if anything's coming through your stomach. Oh, I projectile vomited then. It was just the flavour and being so scared to swallow as well. I'm trying to think what else we went through.
No, don't stress. So basically, Kyle, Jamie showed me the photo. So basically, they cut away 80% of your stomach and then reseal it like a wee kind of balloon almost.
Yeah, and there's supposed to be hunger glands as well at the top of your stomach. They supposedly cut them out as well. So.
All right, okay.
I don't need to see that photo, but thank you very much for sharing. What was I going to say? What weight were you when you went and got the surgery in the first place?
I was 25 stone 12
25 stone 12.
when I went and get the surgery, because I had to do a liver reduction diet for 2 weeks prior, so I lost quite a lot of weight just doing that itself.
What would you say, like obviously your relationship with food, you've said that it's changed quite a bit. What do you reckon are like the pros and then any cons? Because clearly what you've done is life changing, but what would you say are the kind of pros and cons being at the other side of it?
The pros are definitely like my lifestyle now. Like I'm so much more active. I can do lots of different things. Like even at Christmas, I was at the Christmas markets and just going on like see even just the stupid swing rides. I was like, I would never have done that. Like I would have just fell through it, I thought. So I was like, nah, like never go near it. But doing stuff like that, I want to go and do bungee jumping this year. I want to go and try and do skydiving as well. Definitely the cons is like the social aspect, like see going out to eat, and it's like obviously if you're in a big group you get away with it because like people can pick at your plate and stuff and it's fine, but like see like if like for me now, like being single, like going on dates and stuff, and then you go for something to eat and I'm like literally ordering like a kid's meal and like I still sometimes can't even finish that, and it's like, oh, is everything okay with your food, or people just judge you for like what you're ordering, and it's obviously because it isn't like a normal standard size for a human, but like stuff like that really annoys me. But
Such a bizarre experience, isn't it? I know you were saying you touched on it earlier as well about people saying that gastric sleeve is like a cop out and it's like an easy way out and stuff like that. I am going to. There's two sides to the coin here, right? It could be seen as the easy way out, but on the other hand, it could also be seen as life changing slash life saving surgery. And I think, with you being up at kind of 20, 27 stone and stuff like that, pushing 400 pounds, you are bordering on the life saving surgery end of that rather than it just being an easy out. Because I've witnessed it, I've witnessed it firsthand. Like, I know you've tried in the past. You've given it a really good go, like you said. You touched on there when I was in Pure Gym and stuff like that. You were coming in, you were training your absolute arse off, but it's just been years and years and years of maybe not being quite educated enough to know how to, you know how to drop weight. You knew how to drop weight because you did drop weight, but what the problem was, you didn't know how to keep it off. So yeah, I think you were. Yes, Kyle.
No, I was just going to jump in there and ask. I think probably one of the questions a lot of people will be asking is clearly life-changing surgery. Clearly, you're in a place where you're comfortable with decisions you've made, and it has massively impacted. I mean, look at the fucking semi-smile on your face even at the moment, mate. You're fucking having a great time. But with that said, I'm interested in why did you get to that decision in the first place? Why did you think that was the decision that had to be made?
I always felt that I was quite happy. I was always like, when I was part of like my friends group and stuff, I was always trying to overcompensate and like kind of just be somebody that I wasn't. Like I always pretended I was so happy, but really I was just like so dark inside. I was like, I actually hate my life. I just wasn't. And even like people asking me to go out, I would be like, nah, can't be bothered. And I was just like, I've just finished work, like, but it was just like, see that effort of just getting up, getting showered, getting ready. I was just feeling myself getting into like just a really dark hole of laziness and just not wanting to do anything. And I was just like, I need to change. So obviously I got that in the, like I'll finish work and I'm away out on my days off. I leave the house about 8 a.m, go to the gym, and then I'll go for a coffee, then I'll go a walk, and that's me till about 8, 9 o'clock at night, and I come back, have a shower, straight in the bed, and it's just such a better lifestyle for me now. I just feel so much better. And anytime anybody asks for help, like even people moving houses or doing stuff, like I'm always going to be there and probably doing the most work now. So whereas I'd have been like carrying one bag and just be like, I'm absolutely knackered.
I can attest to that, man. He came and helped me paint the house.
Is that his painting in the background there? Where it's I was going to ask, how is, you touched on your energy levels there, and I think it's an interesting one because typically food equates to energy to a point, but with that, your energy, I'd imagine when you're at your heaviest, probably wasn't great because the amount of stress that your organs and everything was under. But with that said, probably a lot less stress your body's under now. But how do you find your energy levels? Obviously, with less food, it probably equates to a little bit less energy in terms of what potentially you could have. But what's that actually feeling like from you? Obviously, you're living in those shoes. What does that feel like for you each day?
Like before, like the gym, I'm fine. I can have like my protein shake and stuff before the gym, and have like a wee slice of toast, and I'm all right. I can get through my gym session. But like when I play football, I have to. I always get up early, make sure I get my breakfast, and then I'll have like my protein shake, and then I'll like have like granola yogurts and stuff, just like so I've got enough like fiber, carbs and stuff as well, just to burn some energy. Because if I'm no careful with that, I get to like maybe 20 minutes in and I start getting dizzy and stuff and just feeling absolutely terrible. So it's just about learning like what my body needs before I start doing my exercise. Because if like everybody's obviously different, like they can take more, but like you really need to space out what you're eating and be really careful what you're eating. So like I tend not to like put chocolate in. Like I'm not going to lie, sometimes I get home from work and I lie in bed and I'll have a pack of quavers and two biscuits and I can do that, no bother, do you know what I mean? But it's just being really careful what I pick to eat, like to make sure I've got enough energy. And I've always got like fruit and that when half time comes, just so like I can get that wee sugar burst, but nothing too crazy where it will send me into my dumping syndrome.
Even with the food though, like how would you say your energy levels differ? Even with food, like don't compare food, just you in general. Like in the morning before you've even had breakfast. Compare now to what you were like pre-surgery.
Oh, like it's night and day. Like even just sitting up, I used to be out of breath, and like I fly out of bed, and sometimes too fast when my blood pressure drops. I'm like, Jesus Christ, James, slow down. That's crazy. Uh, it's like totally different. It is life changing. Like I've
Amazing.
never felt so good. Like even
Amazing.
look so good. Do you know what I mean? I'm so handsome these days. So.
Yes. By the way, right, I'm going to put my editing skills to the test here, right, Jamie? I'm going to get you to send me your before and your current, if that's all right. And I'm going to
Yeah.
whack it on the podcast right now. Have a look. Look at that. That is absolutely banging. Amazing. Handsome bastard. See if I don't get my editing skills right and I've made a complete arse of that.
You've set quite a high bar there, Gary.
Come on.
See with your editing skills as well. See, you can make him slightly more handsome by changing his background behind him. You could put a few different colours in there if you want to make it even more handsome.
Right, still touching on the food side of things, right? Just a quick overview of what your diet was like before you got this surgery. What were you eating on a kind of regular basis? Talk me through it.
See, I always thought I didn't eat that much, but then see when like I talk to people as well, like that I used to work with, and like, obviously I worked in a care home, so like I used to dish out the food, and I would pick away at the food, and then I would grab a plate and take it away from my break. So I'm like basically eating like 3 plates of food. Um, but it was like just constant cans of Red Bull. I used to eat like a fry up, and for lunch I would grab a meal deal, and then get home at night and just couldn't be bothered cooking. So I would order like I'm not gonna lie, I maybe had a kebab like 3 times a week. It was pretty disgusting, like to think back what I used to put inside my body and
Mm.
thought that's acceptable. And that's not even including stopping at the shop, grabbing a multi-pack of crisps or a big share bag and like 2 slabs of chocolate and even more cans of Red Bull. It's pretty scary, like thinking back to what I did just to actually put into my body, and like no wonder I got to that size. And
Hmm.
but it was also a comfort thing, like I wouldn't talk about like being done or being sad with myself or even just feel I used to just put all that food in and that would make me happy. But obviously it only makes you happy for like that half an hour, 45 minutes that food's there. But once that's gone, you're just like, why did I even do that? I wasn't even worth it.
Aye, it gives you that immediate comfort you're after, and that's something that I've been very open and honest about as well, Jamie. Like I'm the exact same as you. Like we've grown up eating our feelings, and it's led to a very poor relationship with food. what would you say that was your escape then? Was food your escape? Because obviously, see, once we started partying and drinking, and we were in my mum's house and having fucking mad mental nights. Would you then say you started using alcohol a wee bit as an escape? Now, I'm not calling you an alcoholic. That's not what I mean. But what I mean is, when there was alcohol involved, you went from 0 to 100 fucking quick style. There was no tipsy
Oh,
Jamie. There was Jamie sober and Jamie lying on the couch, absolutely sparkled because he's mad rich.
oh, definitely. Like being and especially when we went to like obviously parties in your house or just like parties in general outside where it wasn't just like the boys sitting having a drink, other lads, Kyle. So, aye. So like if I was like obviously people there that I didn't know and stuff, like I felt uncomfortable being there because the way I felt and the way I looked. So I would just be like, but as you know me, I used to just try and down pints and just try and race every try and overcompensate, and then kind of try to become like the louder one and be the center of attention. I don't know why I'd want to bring the center of attention, but I don't. It was like I don't know. It was just that mentality back then.
You made people
So I
laugh
used to
though.
kind of
Like
just,
you made people laugh. That was
aye,
important. So I think, being that kind of self-conscious way, if you could make people laugh, then it was sound. Nobody was looking at, nobody was looking at kind of your clothes fitting, how they were fitting. Nobody was looking at how much you weighed. They were looking at you and laughing and having a good time. And I think maybe internally um, that was a way for you to feel accepted, if that makes sense.
yeah, no, definitely.
Do you still have, like, obviously you've touched on cravings and stuff there, like kebabs and stuff. Do you still have any of that, like, where you're like, fuck, I could murder a kebab?
So Friday night was the first time I've had a kebab since before my surgery.
Wow.
Um, and it was absolutely amazing. Like probably the like see going for just eating like chicken nearly every night of my life because that's just I know what is comfortable, like chicken and tuna. See just biting into that kebab. Oh, it was heaven.
How
But
much did you eat?
how much did I eat? So I got like I says, can you just make it small? And I swear to God, it was like that size, man. And it weighed about 3 ton. I was like, God's sake. And like the first 3 bites I took was all just salad and no doner meat. And I'm like, I'm wasting my space here. So I just need to tear the top it off just to get a bit of doner meat. And I think I got 2 bites out of the doner meat and I was like, I feel terrible. So it was just, I think it was just the grease. So because I don't eat greasy food anymore.
Mhm.
So I was like, lucky I had some Gaviscons in the car. So I just kind of shoved them in.
Did you did you get any aftercare advice? So, see, when you had all the surgery and stuff, like, did you get any aftercare advice as to how to manage nutrition or anything like that?
Yeah, so I like after surgery and stuff, like once you recover, the day before you get out of the hospital, you've got like a kind of seminar with the nutritionists. So like they kind of showed you like things to eat, things to do. Obviously they supplied us with vitamins and protein shakes and like wee droplets for your water just to get extra vitamins and proteins in as well. Um, so that was quite good. And then, like, obviously, as I says, like, you had them on WhatsApp. So, like, see if you were struggling or wanted to know anything further, you could just message them and they were actually really, really responsive. Like, a couple of hours and you had, like, the answer you were looking for. Um, but there is a lot, like, there's, like, NHS advice and stuff as well. You can go on and, like, you can look at their aftercare because everywhere's different. So like I done 4 weeks of liquid. They only told us to do 2, but I was just absolutely shitting myself to put food in my mouth because obviously even when you come back and eating a protein like the puddings, like I get the ones for Lidl, like I would eat half of that and I was absolutely stuffed.
Mhm.
Like I couldn't put any more in. So it's just about learning and like everybody's totally different how much they can handle. Um, like because there's people that I know that's had it and like their restrictions like maybe I can eat a wee bit more than they can, but it's just I think everybody's body's different and just like how they deal with it, but obviously what they put in as well. So like, I
Right.
kind of stay away from carbs because like carbs kind of swell up, so like it kind of makes me feel like it'll go in, it'll be all right when it goes in, but then once it starts to stew, that it kind of just like expands and it just doesn't feel comfortable.
I'd say you've made your two grand back quite easy, saving all the money on food.
I definitely. But then I found a new love for Starbucks, so that's kind of took it a wee bit. So I've got the app and I've got like the gold membership up until 2026 so far, and I only got it like a year ago. So
What's your drink of choice for Starbucks?
So when it's freezing cold, I always go for a caramel macchiato. If it's a wee bit warmer, I'll go for a oat shaken iced espresso. Absolutely bang, I recommend it.
Nice. But see, in terms of like sticking with the food topic as well, in terms of like calories that you can't eat on a daily basis, because I know you've started to kind of track your food, and I guess it's something that you kind of have to do as well when you're able to start eating again, just to give you a kind of rough idea how many you can bring in. So, what would you say you're bringing in on a daily basis now, in terms of calories, protein?
Um, I'm probably about 1,200 calories, and I'm trying to hit at least 120 grams of protein a day. The calories, I'm not too fussed about. It's as long as I hit my protein goals. I was told as long as I hit my protein goals, I'll be absolutely fine with the amount of calories I'm putting in.
Hmm.
Obviously, if I start to feel tired or fatigued through the day, it's oh, I need to eat something
Hmm.
because I never feel hungry. I'll never go, oh, I'm starving. Like, I'm not. So it's like I kind of need to feel my body to know when I need to eat.
Was
100%. So you're more you're more in tune with when you are actually hungry rather than your brain sending false signals saying, right, it's time to
Yeah,
eat.
So I'm not going like, oh, I'm starving. I'm thinking to myself like I'm starting to get a wee bit like it's like foggy. So I'm like, oh, I need to eat.
All
It's not
right.
like I'm going to pass out or anything. I could continue and work through, but it's like I can tell when like it's like brain fog when I'm sitting at the computer doing work and I'm like, I can't concentrate.
Aye.
That's when I know I need to stop and just go get something to eat and something to
Aye.
drink.
100%. So would you say like the food noise that you had previously, that's completely gone, completely dissipated?
Oh, definitely. Like it's not even a thought. Like even the thought of going for food gives me absolute fear now. Like, but but it's even better because like I like to go down and cook stuff now.
Hmm.
Obviously, but then like when you like I have lasagna, so like, if I make a lasagna, I still go make like one of these big massive lasagnas, and I'm like, who am I even kidding? My mum and dad don't even eat it. Do you know what I mean? So I've just got this slab of lasagna, and I'm like, I better take this to work and make sure somebody eats it.
what was the time frame in which you lost the weight after getting the sleeve?
So from I got the surgery 1st of September in 2023, and I think it was within like 8 months I went from 27 and a half stone to I think it was just above 15 stone, like in about 8 or 9 months. And then for there, I've lost like obviously about a stone and a half, but that's been like I've worked hard for that stone and a half because it just everything happened so fast, and then like try to get that last bit off, like to get down because like they gave me a target weight of 13 stone 8, and I've been stuck at 13 12 for like maybe just over a month, maybe a wee bit longer than that.
Trust the
So like
process.
try to Aye, but then I'm thinking to myself, like, obviously, I'm running so much at football. I'm doing like the gym like 5 days a week. I've started taking creatine, so like what I'm led to believe with creatine, I'm not like a big like I'm not well inhibited, but that puts fluid in, so I'd imagine that raises like your body weight. So I think after the 9 month for losing so much weight, I'm more turned to like my size and like my measurements
Hmm.
in my clothes and stuff rather than thinking about weight because I went for like a large to a medium in that space, but I hadn't lost any weight. So I'm like, well, the numbers aren't changing, but then like I'm changing.
Hmm.
So like that's what I say to people like when like they're losing weight and it's like oh, I've only lost this. And I'm like, well, do your measurements. Like measurements are massive. Like if I never had like going with my measurements for like having that stall at 15 to go into there. Like I think I would have got down and like I need to work hard and stuff, but really your body's still changing. It's just my weight wasn't changing.
Yeah. 100%. I'm a massive advocate for measurements as well as, like the scale at the end of the day is just purely for data collection, and that's something that maybe you might have struggled with before, whereas now you're starting to actually realize that yeah, measurements do need a lot more. It's good to have a target weight in mind to aim for, but it's not the be all end all.
I'm going to throw a counter argument in there. I reckon Jamie at 25 stone, weight is very relevant because at 25 stone, mate, you've got weight to lose. Like, with all the love in the world, like, there's weight to go. I would say it becomes less relevant at 12 stone because realistically, your body fat percentage is so low compared to 25 stone. Realistically, there's a lot of body compositional changes that can happen. Weight does become like irrelevant, like to a point. Like I think you said it was 12 stone 12. The goal was 12 stone 8. Like the difference in you between 12 stone 12 and 12 stone 8 is it's like people probably wouldn't notice the difference. You've been given a target. You're not going to feel, genuinely, you're probably not going to feel much different in yourself in that, but you are going to feel massively different in yourself between 25 stone and 12 stone. That's where weight, in my opinion, would come in handy because you've been there, Gary. I've been there where you've been sitting in the best shape of your life and still doubting how you look. You've had fucking 6-pack abs, mate, and you've been like, I don't feel in good enough shape. Like, sure, I done a photo shoot 2 weeks before it. I was ready for pulling out of it because I'm like, I don't feel in my head I'm where I want to be. And realistically, if you're chasing a target that's like £4 off where you are, not saying it's not a bad target to have, but I would argue that like weight is relevant to a point for people who are, again, have the weight to lose, as in like a large amount of body fat, but it gets less important the lower your body fat goes.
Fair point. Very well said. Here's a question for you, Jamie. Obviously, you said you've been stuck at, what did you say? Was it 12, 12 or 13, 12?
13, 12.
13,
So I fucked
12.
that up. I got that wrong, but
we know it. So you've been stuck at 13, 12, but you also said earlier on that you've got a lot of loose skin.
Yeah.
That's obviously going to weigh a wee bit of something as well. Could the loose skin be what's stopping you from getting to that 13 stone 8 that the surgeons and stuff kind of gave you target wise?
No, definitely. Like my belly, I've got like loose skin in my belly. Obviously, I've got my wee moves here, but that could I probably would be a lot less than that if like the skin was cut off. So that probably is what stopped me getting to my target. But like, to be honest, like when I first got my surgery, I was probably standing on the scales every day. I was obsessed. Like I just want to lose, and I think the last time I stood in the scales was the 2nd of January, and do you know what, I don't even care about standing in the scales. Like I don't even mind. Do you know what I mean? Like that's not what I'm chasing there. Like I'm just chasing like how I want to look and just to be healthier. Like everything's just. I want to start doing 5Ks and start walking up hills. I think that's my next challenge.
So this is basically this is a very good example of both what me and Kyle said kind of merged. So Kyle was saying, yes, having a weight goal would be relevant when you are 25 stone. They gave you 13 stone 8. You've got to 13 stone 12, and you've now realised that you are happy, or you're competent and not competent, comfortable at where you're currently at. So you don't need to push for that extra £4. So now you're just avoiding the scales and you're starting to focus on how you're moving, your weight training, you're taking creatine, you're trying to build a solid bit of muscle. What would you say the next step is? Is there a possibility that you might get the surgery to have the loose skin removed? Is that in the works? Obviously, you don't need to talk about this if you're not comfortable talking about it.
It's definitely something I've considered. It is a lot of money and it is quite a serious surgery. And it is quite painful. Like, I've watched a couple of people on TikTok that's had it done and that I follow and had that horrendous time, and I'm like, that's a long time to heal, and I'm like, how much is that going to hinder my progress? So I think maybe do it when I get a bit older, like see when I stop playing football and stuff, because like obviously I joined that football team. It was like a weight loss football team, so they've helped me a lot, like just even with my general fitness. Because I went back to rugby, and the more my shoulders started to disappear, the more it hurt, and I was like, I'm not built for this anymore. Like they're still putting me in the front row of the scrum, and I'm like, my God, I'm like, these guys are like 3 times the size of me and just pushing me down. I'm just like, I can't do this anymore. It's just hurting me.
It's good to see you back at football. That is.
Mate, I went from being stuck at left back in the changing room to playing left wing. I'm like, Jesus Christ, am I even getting in this position? Do you know what I mean? So
Is that a position you could ever dream of playing?
Oh mate, never. Do you know what I mean? Like I used to stand in goals. Remember? Like, hey, you know what I mean? I now I'm one of the like we done a bleep test and I was in the top 4 of the team for fitness levels and I had a viral, which I've still got, as you can hear. I had a viral infection that's just no shifted, and that was like the pure start of it. And I still got like up to 13 on the bleep test. Do you know what I mean?
Brilliant.
So, so well, we're going to do it again in February. So,
Brilliant. Just talk to us quickly about your football team because you said it's a weight loss team. How does that work?
yeah, so it's got like restrictions. So, like, you have to have a BMI above 30. Um, you have to have over a naval measurement over 40, I'm sure it is. Don't quote me on that. So obviously when I joined the team, I was criteria. So like they could sign me up, I could join the team. Obviously now as I've got smaller and stuff, I'm non-criteria. So I can still play and I can still play with the first team and stuff. But there's only I think you're only allowed 2 of us in the park at the same time. So there's a couple of boys that have got down as well. So only 2 of us can be in the park at the same time. But it's really good, like, because there is a lot of guys in the team, like, that are really big at it, and like, see the effort they put in. It is amazing, like, but everybody always cheers everybody on, and like, if there's like a guy slow and stuff, like everybody will pure clap them, try and get them through, even do extra laps just to be with them, so they're not running themselves. So it is like a really good, draft. Well, I bought in the league and we're doing absolutely terrible, but like our team's philosophy is like use the bigger boys instead of try to use like the smaller boys just to get points on the board. Obviously, everybody wants to win and everybody doesn't want to go home depressed that they're losing every weekend, but it's like the philosophy's there in the team and that is actually pretty good. And everybody else gets a chance, regardless of your fitness levels or your size. If you keep going to training and show you're putting in that hard work, then you'll get rewarded.
Well, whether you have done it intentionally or not, but there's a lot of things that Gary and I would often talk about as to like fat loss is great, but you can only do it for a certain amount of time. You should have like a few things in place, performance goals, a community, mate. It sounds like you're surrounded by the right people, and that massively helps. But I'm going to go back and ask probably the opposite question. When you were talking potentially about getting the surgery, did you have any resistance from people around you against what you were doing?
Definitely, like it was like more people in work, like they were more judgmental about it. Like, why do you need that? Like, you don't need to do that. And I'm like, well, I really do. Like, if I just keep going the way I'm going, I'm going to be deep by the time I'm 40. You know. So, my mum was absolutely raging at me. Like, it took her a long time to accept that I was actually going for it. Even the day I was leaving, and then she's like, "Make sure you phone me when you wake up." But it was like everybody try to put you off, but I always felt it was more like other heavier people rather than like I'm not going to say normal people, but like people that were bigger and like try to lose weight and stuff, other than like somebody that's just like, oh no, go for it. You know what I mean? Like, it's weird to explain, and I had to just block out what everybody was saying. Like, my mind was focused. Like, this was the change in my life. That's it. If I go there and I die on the table when I'm getting it done, then fair enough. I've went and I've tried to change, and it's obviously no fun me. So the fact that I woke up and I've got to where I'm now, I'm just like fuck you to every single person that says, nah, you don't need to do it, because look at me now and you've no made yourself any better than I have. So it's like, and that sounds a bit dicky, but then sometimes you have to be dicky in life. It's like, I don't know, for me, you doubted me, you says I shouldn't do it, it's the worst decision of my life. Whereas it's been the best decision.
Classmate, I'm going to ask because like I'd ideally like some of the people listening to it who might be on the fence about it having like a full kind of rundown. And to be fair, you're the best person to speak to on that. And obviously, you've touched on the pros, potential cons, and probably the best person to weigh it up. But do you have any regrets at all about it?
No, never. I've never felt so good. The only time I kind of get jealous is like, see, like when people are sitting eating Chinese food. I can't eat Chinese food anymore. The MSG just absolutely kills me. That and like obviously going for meals and being sociable that way. but I can still have a drink. I can't drink beer anymore. It's just too gassy and too much. And there's too many calories as well. I don't want to start shoving a beer in. I'm not going to lie. But I can still I enjoy a pink gin now. So like I'm trying all these different pink gins. I used to drink rum, but I don't. I used to only like it with Pepsi and stuff. So I kind of try and stay away from that gut rot as well. Obviously because I don't know how sensitive my stomach is, like how badly that rots it. So I'm just like I'll stay away from that. So pink gin lemonade and as many cocktails as I can try, and I'll embrace it. So
I love how
if
you're
you've got
saying
an
about the
umbrella,
calories. I love how you're saying about the calories in beer and you're smashing the cocktails.
oh, fruit juice, man. Need to get the vitamins in. I struggle with that. I
I
struggle
can't
with
argue with
my
that.
vitamins.
There's another question I was going to ask then. Obviously, like food, like it's fuel macros, but it's also micros in it as well. Is there 1,200 calories is still a decent amount? Like I would argue that 1,200 calories, if you do it properly, which it sounds like you probably are hitting the full spectrum of things you need. But is there any extra supplementation or anything like that that you need to take or do take or anything like that?
I have to take vitamin B12, so I get the JAG every 3 months now.
Yep.
That was just like for fatigue. I take biotin, I take collagen, I take a multivitamin, and I take ashwagandha. So that's on it to go. But I get my bloods checked just in case, obviously, I become anemic and stuff. So everything's been quite stable because I try and get as much like iron and stuff in. Like I'll eat my broccoli and stuff. Like I'll have my chicken and I'll go make some broccoli and I'll have some broccoli later just to try and get some in. It's try to get the fibre in. So like I try and get nuts and different seeds because if you don't get that fibre in, like one of the biggest things with this surgery is constipation. So I had a kind of really bad spell with that. So like obviously you have to then go back and think I'm getting my protein goals, but then obviously my stomach and my bowels only moving properly. So then I have to initiate stuff in for that because you can't get enough fibre in. So it's like trying to fight the fire with fire. But I've managed to balance it out now and I'm getting on pretty well that way.
Good. Just on that as well, if you're struggling to get fibre in through food, you can supplement that as well.
Really?
You can supplement fibre as well. Psyllium husk is the one that I would usually go for. So if you need any help with that, give me a shout and I can recommend you something. You got to say it, Kyle?
I was going to literally say Psyllium Husk, Holland and Barrett, mate. Fucking.
That's super easy. Psyllium husk, Holland Barrett. You can get it in capsule form, or you can get it in powder form. I haven't taken either. Kyle, have you touched any of them yet?
Psyllium Husk, yeah, I've taken some. Yeah.
What have you had, capsule or powder?
Powder. I tend to just mix it in with my oats, mate. I have no problem going to the toilet. If you want to get,
there you go, mate.
If you want to get a stool chart out, mate, it's normally a type 5.
Brilliant, man. Brilliant.
Not bad.
Doesn't leave a mark on the toilet, no.
Clean, mate. Smooth.
What is it? Is it gritty?
My shits, mate. Are we getting to the point where you're asking?
Fucking hell, man. Well, no, I'm not fucking sitting here being Jelly and McKeith inspecting your jobbies. Psyllium husk, is it gritty? Just out of curiosity.
No, it's kind of like it was like flaxseed, mate. It's not too dissimilar to flaxseed.
Perfect. Right, you go, Jamie. I'll help you out with that.
Send me on. I'll go buy some. I need to get the tablets so man, I can't day drink things. I need like pass out in drinks.
Even
trying to drink my creatine. My mum actually sits and watches me take my creatine because I'm nearly passing it. So look at that absolute state of you, and I'm like, leave it.
Well, you can get
a cocktail.
You can put it in a cocktail. a creatine cocktail. You can also get creatine in tablet form as well, or gummies. I can get creatine gummies and stuff like that, but I think they're super expensive when you actually weigh out the difference between that and just buying powder.
Yeah, I like to use up what I've got. I hate wasting stuff. So
100%. So it's interesting. Obviously, you need to supplement some stuff. I mean, even the likes of myself on. Again, I don't want to use the word normal, but on a higher calorie diet, I'm still having to supplement some things here and there as well. So it's good to know for anybody that is considering it and anybody that either has got it or is going to get it. Just be mindful of the supplements and stuff that you need to be taking as well. You've built up quite a following on TikTok actually with your journey, haven't you?
I have got about 650 he follows, but most of that is actually like the bariatric community. But I've had nothing but positive. I think there's like one video of a guy's been an absolute dick, but I just deleted it. I was like, fuck you. Do you know what I mean?
Aye. Oh, you're gonna get that no matter what platform you're on, Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, you're gonna get people being absolute fucking weapons, hiding behind faceless profiles, just out there to cause some drama to make themselves feel better. But so you said like most of your followers are kind of bariatric community as well. Like, is this all people that have had the surgery? Well, mostly people that have had the surgery.
Yeah, it's like a lot. It's like a lot of the people like have either had the surgery, considering the surgery, or like they're trying like see like the Ozempics and Manjaro and
Mm.
stuff. So all people like that. But like
Aye,
I follow a couple back and just to see what they're up to. Like there's a guy just now that I'm watching, and he's just had his about 6 or 7 weeks ago, and he started at over 30 stone, and he's doing incredible. And even just watched him like go to the gym and stuff. Like I was like, that was me. Like he's actually got so much to look forward to.
aye.
It's like it's only I did like I don't usually comment on TikTok, and I was like, mate, I was like, it's just the start of your journey. Just wait till you get to the end of it. It's absolutely amazing just going through it. So
100%. But hang on, so there's never going to be an end to it. Like, yous are on a constant journey now, and it's amazing to see. And it literally is like this has been life saving for you. I know we keep talking about life changing, but it literally has been life saving. And you touched on it yourself as well, saying if you keep going the way you're going, you'll struggle to see 40. You know what I mean?
definitely.
And it's just been an absolutely incredible journey to see from my point of view as well. It's just been fucking brilliant, Kyle. What happened to you? Go for a quick slash.
Yeah, mate, my bladder's only got an hour on it, so I had to go. Um,
You can tell when Kyle needs a pee because his camera starts to shake, because his leg shakes and it vibrates his camera.
That's still focus.
I burn about 300 calories a day just shaking my legs, needing the toilet.
No, we were just touching on about how this really has been life-saving surgery for Jamie rather than life-changing. Or no, rather than, but just as much as life-changing. Because it's just an incredible thing, and like I say, like I'm glad you were selfish. You were talking about people kind of trying to talk you out of it, and you were being a bit dickish about it. That's no dickish at all. See, being selfish and doing something that's saving your life. There is no dickish. There's no dickish. What's the word I'm looking for? There's nothing dickish about it, essentially. You need to be selfish and do things that is going to benefit you in the long run. And I'm so glad you fucking did it and didn't listen to the haters. What was your mum angry with you about? What was it was it because there was a fear of maybe coming back, or was it could be maybe she was like felt responsible a wee bit for.
I wouldn't say responsible. Like as you always said, like when you were growing up, there wasn't a lot of money, so like you
Mhm.
did just eat like processed stuff and like you had your odd home cooked meal. But I blame myself because like when I started making my money, that's when I started spending a lot of money on food. Like maybe 50% of my wage went on takeaways or
Yeah.
alcohol and stuff. So like I was bigger when I was growing up, but no to the extremities that I got to myself as an adult. You know what I mean? So um, I like I was bigger, and maybe it was like just the way my body took it. But then when I obviously started to take the absolute piss, then that's when I realised like, nah, this is too much.
Mhm. Aye, that's fair. Right, talk to us about the big goal moving forward. What is your big goals for now for the future?
Um, just to get a good plan in place. So I've like instead that like I'm still going to the gym just now, and I'm just like, right, what do I do? So I'll do legs a day, like, and then try to do a wee workout then. So I'll have shoulders, and like I'll use Google and YouTube and TikTok just to see what like, the best workouts for me. Obviously, it's all right. I'm starting to see a bit more definition in like my shoulders and my back and my arms and my legs and stuff. But like get myself my plan in place, and I know what I'm going to do, and just continue to try and like sculpt what I've got, like, even underneath the skin, because it still does show. Like this will just eventually just kind of turn into like wee bits of skin in that there, but
Mhm.
and it'll still be there. But like just trying to get like the core of that more. What?
Aye, and I think a couple of goals, if I remember right, I think we were talking about it for this year was, did you mention about doing like a Monroe?
I wanted to start doing Monroe's. Aye.
Fucking amazing. Do you know what I mean? Like 15 stone ago, would you ever imagine that you would have been standing at the top of Ben Lomond, for example?
I tried Ben Ledy once, and I think I got 3/4 to the way to the top, and I was absolutely done.
Mm.
End up rolling back down, but so I
But it's
want to try
happening.
and do as many as I can this year. So
It's happening, mate. It's happening. I'm absolutely delighted for you. Kyle, have you got anything else that you want to mention?
Do you maybe want to explain for people who are not from Scotland what a Munro is?
A Monroe is a mountain. There is 282 Monroes in Scotland. And to qualify as a Monroe, I believe it has to be 900, or the top of the mountain has to be 915 meters above sea level. There you go. So a Monroe is 915 meters and above, and then you've got a Corbett, which is under a Monroe. But we don't need to talk about Corbett's because nobody goes Corbett bagging.
My
do you what's the difference between a Monroe and a Ben? Like Ben Ledy, like
So
is that
Ben's
a
just the
Monroe?
name. No, Ben's just the
Is
name
that
of
all
the
right?
mountain. Aye, Ben's just so Ben Lomond, Ben Nevis, that's just the name of the mountain. But to qualify as a Monroe, it has to be a specific height above sea level.
My
But there
my
you go.
dad my dad's partner, I'm pretty sure she's only got 17 left to go out of the Monroes, but it's like the ones she's got left are all the harder ones that you need to get, like I think you need to get like strapped in and stuff.
Yeah,
You need to scale up the mountains and stuff. They're all up in, I want to say, like fucking, like, what's it called? Oh, it's really nice. It's up north. It's a wee island. Fuck, what's it called?
Skye.
Skye. Yes, I think there's about
Aye.
four of them up Skye. Like,
Aye, there's back ones in Skye that you need to get. You don't need to, but it's recommended that you get a guide.
yeah. I think that's the few that she's got left, and like she's got a few injuries and stuff, which isn't helping her. 17 left or something.
Fucking banging. That's amazing, man. That is a dream right there. Get all 282. That's on the bucket list. Jamie, it's happening this year. We start tomorrow.
We'll do 282 this year, will we?
Yes.
I'll do one of them with you if you're still doing them when I'm next across.
Right. Is there anything else that you want to touch on quickly? Because it's, I think we're hitting just about an hour now, Kyle. Eh?
I need to go, so no, I've got nothing. So
Excellent. Listen, Jamie, thank you very much for popping on and sharing your story. I'm sure. In fact, I know for a fact it's going to go on and inspire many people. It might help them, make that decision and take the dive into it, into saving and changing their life. For everybody listening, tell them where they can find you. TikTok, Instagram, give us it all.
TikTok is Jamie Weight Loss. Aye, Jamie Weight Loss, and I'm Jamie TE3, I think, on Instagram.
Perfect. I will link your TikTok and your Instagram beneath this episode in the show notes on Spotify in the description on YouTube anyway, mate. So I'll get those links off you. Kyle, where can they find you?
sorry, I was just trying to find Jamie on TikTok there because I'm shite at using TikTok. But no, I can find me Instagram Kyle_biofitness1. Gary, where can they find you?
Instagram at gmark_health and fitness. Thank you, as always, to Dave and Toby for the tunes. Again, thank you very much to our guest and very, very good friend, Jamie T. Hopefully, this isn't the only time you'll be on. It'll be amazing to have you back on in the future and talk about your transformation that you've had since from now until we get you back on.
What a
I'll
guy.
be sitting topless next time.
Yes, that's the spirit of it. I love it. I love it. Right. Thank you all for listening, everybody, and see you all next week.
Yeah.
Bye.
Bye.